Hi, I'm Margaret McCoyne. I'm President and CEO of the Time Group. We're a marketing agency here in the DFW area, and we focus on charity events and marketing, social media, and PR. The Time Group partnered up with UGM Dallas and Center of Hope so that we could primarily help fundraise. But once you start volunteering and donating and interacting with the ladies, you really fall in love with trying to help them become independent. So as you learn more about the programs and you meet the individuals and hear their stories, you can't help but want to participate in every kind of event and fundraising opportunity that you have. The Time Group partnered with several local businesses in the community to create Project Vintage Runway. And part of that came about almost a year ago, we created a vintage store as a fundraiser. It's called Vintage 10, and it's very upscale looking. You walk in, you think you're in Neiman Marcus. It's just beautiful. It's colorful, it's displayed well, but everything is vintage and nothing is over $20, and 100% of all the proceeds comes back to help the women at the Women's Center. So the idea really sprung up from, we had a fashion show called Food and Fashion back in February, using food as part of the design. And so we did a spin-off of that, and then we got the idea, these ladies are transforming their lives, and at Vintage 10, people are coming in and buying these beautiful outfits and transforming them. Why don't we do a Project Vintage Runway and spin off on a competition? So we reached out to up-and-coming designers, and they came in and picked some vintage items, and then they actually had 3 weeks to reinvent the items that's going to be modeled in the fashion competition. Oh, the way the women are responding to participating in this fashion show probably is the best part of all. The fundraising is kind of the icing on the cake, but our theme is transforming fashion, transforming lives. And literally a year ago, you met some of these ladies, and they would look down and kind of mumble when they talked to you. They wouldn't look up and look you in the eye. Their self-confidence and their self-worth was just at an all-time low. And through the programs that UGM Center of Hope has provided for these ladies, it's built self-confidence, it's helped them get jobs, go back and finish education, get their own apartments, get transportation, all of these things. It's really become an ecosystem to make them independent instead of dependent. And I think when you see these ladies walk across the runway in a custom-made designer vintage outfit, you're just not even going to believe the transformation. Well, one thing I found out a little while ago is they're extremely competitive. I had 4 or 5 designers I was talking to out in the hall a little bit earlier, and they were keeping their sketches top secret. They would just let me peek in a little bit just to see enough that I could help match up vintage shoes and accessories. But they are actually loving it. Now, there is a kicker. I've gone out and talked some of our sponsors into donating prizes. So our first place team, which is the designer and the model, and many of them, about 80% of the people in the fashion show are actually ladies from the program. They will split first, second, and third place prizes, which is $1,000, $750, and $500 in gift cards and prizes from our sponsors. One of the ladies that works at my company actually donated a ball dress that she bought to wear to a gala and wound up not wearing it, and she donated it. And the designer is completely remaking it. She told her that you won't even recognize it. So a lot of the people coming and listening to the radio spots that are thinking about donating, designer clothes and shoes and handbags out of their closet that, you know, maybe they have a story. Like I donated a suit that I wore to a really important event in my life, and I met the lady who got the suit. It was a $300 suit that she got for $20. And when she put on that suit and I told her the story about where I wore the suit to, we just immediately had this bond, and I can't wait to hear her story about where she's going to wear that suit. And I'm pretty sure she was wearing it to a job interview. So I think the stories are just going to keep going long time from now. Okay, if you want to have some of the most delicious food that you've ever eaten in your life, we have 10 of Dallas's top chefs that are preparing brunch bites and beverages. So that's included in your ticket. And then if you want to see some very, very talented and creative fashion designers make their debut and really set the mark higher for themselves in their career, and then most importantly, if you want to support a very worthy cause so that we can expand the facility for the women and not have women and children on a waiting list, then go to projectvintagerunway.com and buy your $35 ticket and come and enjoy one of the best afternoons you've ever had.